Hello everyone, my name is Varun and in this video we are going to use or we are going to create a sign up form using React. So this is the complete series where we are learning React, and if you have watched my previous video where I have shared with you the difference between controlled and uncontrolled components, so you will be able to understand this video. So in this video, if you look, you can see that I have already created a basic HTML form. So if I show you the UI, you can see that I have tried to cover most of the input elements in my form. Like you can see that input type email is there, input type password is there, text area is there, gender is there, select box is there, and checkboxes are also there. So I have tried to cover each and every input type component that a form can have. Obviously, there are other components like date picker, there can be file component that I might be covering in next few videos, but I think for this particular tutorial, these particular inputs are enough. So if you look at this HTML, I have used Bootstrap for building this UI. I'm not a good at CSS, so I just try to create a good looking form in my own way. So pardon me if you are not liking its UI. So guys, let's get started with our form. As you can see that right now I have just provided input type email, ID, class name, right? But in order to use the form as in control component, we need to create its state. React needs to know its state and we need to have on change handler for that state, right? So let's first create a use state hook const and then use state blank, and we know that this will return me two things. One will be the name of my state, so here I am using it for email, so let me add email. And then another thing is how can I update my email value? So I can use any particular name, but let's use set email here, right? Now we have a state. Let's use this state in our input component. So I'm gonna give it a name as email. I will tell you that why I am referencing this name. The main two things which are required to use this input value is providing it a value called email. I hope if you have seen my previous video, you would have know that what is its purpose. Apart from that, we need to have on change handler. Guys, as I have suggested you, shared you in my previous video also, we actually need to provide or we actually need to tell React each and everything that what is happening with my input value. So here I will say handle, or let's say on change handler. All right, and this on change handler is not defined, so let's define this on change handler, and we need to pass on the event because we know that input element is going to give me on change event is going to give me the event. And here, in order to access this value, I can console.log event.target.value. I hope you know about this particular convention, this particular way of accessing the value. And now what we gonna do is, it is saying that onChange handler is not defined. So let me say why is it saying it is not defined. OnChange handler is, just wait, let me see. Oh, it's actually because I have missed to add const here. All right. So let me refresh. So on change of my input, I want to show the values in my input box. For that, I will write set email as e.target.value. Here I'm just telling the React that on change I want to update the email state with the new value which I have got using e.target.value. And let's see this in action. Let me also do one thing actually. Let me add autocomplete add off so that it not show me the recommended values that can be there in my emails, right? So now if I try to type my name is Varun, you can see that it is directly visible in this input box. So how is it visible in the input box is that onChange handler is being called every time on each key change and we are updating its value. Now the question is how can I actually print the existing value? Means I have added my name and on click of the submit button I want to alert all my values in the form, right? So let's do it for email itself. So if you look at this submit button, I have all right input type button and now on click handler can be provided, then I can add submit handler. All right, so now let's create this method const. Actually, for this submit handler, what I can do is I can print the value of email here. And for now, I don't think that I need email at this moment. All right, now let me type varunprasher5@gmail.com and let me try submit. So guys, you can see that it is alerting me the current value that is there in my form. Similarly, now we are going to replicate this thing for my entire form fields. But yes, there is going to be few differences while handling checkboxes, select boxes, and gender. All right. So now let's move to another field that is password. I also need name variable. I will tell you that why it is important in just few minutes. Let's name it password and then again use the same onChange handler because the main functionality of the functionality of onChange handler is going to be same. So we are going to use the same method. But here, let's first also create the use state for this. I will be copy pasting the things. Instead of email, I will add password and then I will write set password. All right, guys. So let's first handle the onChange stuff. So there is a thing called if e.target.name is equal to email, then do update my email. Else if event.target.name is equal to password, then set password with e.target.value. Alright guys, so you can see that now I am actually utilizing this name variable, right? I have assigned a name to the input and now I am actually utilizing it. Now I have used this same method to access to handle both of my inputs and the main identifier here is the name. Alright, now let's see if I can also print name here, sorry, password here. Okay, let me refresh it and then type varun@gmail.com, Varun, and let me press on the submit button. Okay, you can see that it has not printed the password. So let's figure out that why it has not printed it. So it is saying that name is password, value is password, name is password, value is password. It is on change handler and then set password. And if to target or name is equal to password. According to me, it should work. Let me figure out. Actually, I think that it is due to these commas. So let me change this to plus operator. We usually use comma to use objects. And now let me also reload the application and varun at gmail.com and varun, and let's print the submit button. So guys, you can see that I'm now able to print the value of my email and my password. Of course, you are not going to print your password like this. Alright, but I hope that you got the idea, right? So now let's move on to our next field, that is bio. So let me again copy these three things and now use it over there and change its name to bio, and let's use the same on change handler. It is giving me the error because it is saying that bio is not defined. Obviously it is not defined, so let's create a state for bio as well. Set bio and then bio. Alright, now bio is there. Now the thing is how I am going to create else if for bio. Similarly, I will just copy it out and change it to bio. Alright, and instead of set password, I just need to update it with set bio. Now let's print this value also, and bio. Alright, now print from India. Alright guys, so you can see that repeating those same steps, I am able to print the value of my form in the alert box. Right now you can only seeing the alert box, but you are free to make any API request here. So let's also refine our code base. So you know that there are multiple fields in this component, right? So there is going to be multiple else if statements. So let's beautify our code base by using the switch statement. All right. Also, I can see that I am repeating this e.target.value multiple times. So let's change it to const val is equal to e.target.value, and I can actually use this value. So this is one and the same thing. Now let's create the switch statement. Switch. Now here I will provide e.target.name, and then case will be email. If it is email, I want to use set email with val. Alright, then there will be a break statement, and then there will be a default, and there will be alert error. So let's now copy the same code for other fields and update the values to password and then set password. Similarly to bio, sorry, to set bio. Alright guys, so I think now we can remove the same. Here I have just refined my code base to get rid of using else if statement and using the switch case so that it looks more beautiful. So now if you try this application again, varun at gmail.com, Varun, this is Varun Prashar, and let me try submit button. So you can see the same output again. Alright guys. Now similarly, let's create the state for my gender. All right, name is already there. I just need to provide value. Oops. The thing is, we don't actually need to add value because value is already there and it is going to be static. We just need to add onChange handler here. So guys, in case of radio button, you should know that the name should be same for both name, gender, and value can be provided like this, right? Similarly, we can add onChange handler for female also, and from gender, it is going to identify it. Now here again, what we can do is we can add gender and then set gender. Yeah, I haven't defined my state yet, so let me create the state for gender, and let's make it set gender. And I'm not actually using the gender here, but now let's see if we can get all these values. So now let's print the value of gender here. Oops. All right, guys. Now let's see Varun at gmail.com. Pressure. This is dummy bio male, and let's print its value. You can see that it is now printing male, and if I change it to female, it is going to show female. All right, guys. Similarly, we can do the same thing for country, right? And country, and then set country. And here I can use set country. Now I need to add name here, name as country. All right. And here I need to provide onChange handler. And in onChange handler, I have already added the code for country to set country. And if I want to now print my country, what I will do is let's add another country value and let's see it, guys. Varun at gmail.com. Prashar, this is about bio and this is about male and country as US. All right. So you can see that I am able to print the US as my country, but let's not select US. I am an Indian, guys. So you can see that now it is printing all the form data at this moment. Okay, guys. Now we are going to get into bit trickier part, that is handling checkboxes, that is hobbies. So why handling checkbox is bit tricky here? Because guys, we can see that in hobbies I can have multiple values, right? So instead of having a single value in my use state, I will be using a array. So if I am clicking on coding, it will push the value of coding in my hobbies array. Similarly, if I am adding or checking listening to podcasts, then it will push the listening to podcast into my array. Similarly, if I am printing or if I am unchecking the value, it should remove the value from my array. Okay, so let's start with this const hobbies and set hobbies is equal to use state with blank array. Okay, so my blank array is set. Now what I have to do is we have to go to our checkbox. So let's start with our first checkbox, and that checkbox is coding. So let's give it on change with this time, guys. We are not going to use the same handler method. I will let you know that why I am saying that. Just bear with me for some minutes, for few minutes, and in here I will set checkbox. All right, and let's also provide it a value of coding. So there are two ways I can deal with this thing. Either I can have a property for checked as true or false in order to identify that if I have made this value as true or not. Or what I will do is I will directly insert or remove the values from my hobbies array. So actually checking the value for true and false will not be required. So before going into depth of why I am doing it, how I am doing it, let's first create a basic thing. Let me define this method. All right, and here I am printing e, and you can see that e dot target dot value. All right, guys, and what I can do is I can directly push the value over here. So let's actually assign this const hobby is equal to e dot target dot value, and let's remove it and console dot log hobby. And here I am just going to push previous value in my hobbies and my new value in my hobby. So guys, I have, as you can see that this is a array, so it is not like I can directly use push operator for in my hobbies. Obviously I just need to use set hobbies. Here I have copied the previous value and I have copied the new value in my array. Okay, so now let's see. Let's go to the console and let's click on coding. So clicking on coding, you can see that it is printing coding, right? And if I want to print the value of my hobbies, let me actually comment this value and press the alert for hobbies. Okay. Okay, guys. So you can see that coding is there, right? Now the problem is even on unchecking, it is pasting double values. Why this is adding double values? It's because of our code. There are two ways that I was saying that we can use checked as true and false, and based on that we can add or remove the values from my hobbies array. Or what we can do is we can add our own logic to handle such things. So let's move on to handling this. So what I am going to do here is that I will check if this particular hobby is already existing in my hobbies array, then it should remove that from the array and then set those hobbies as new array. So let's stick to the logic and see what I'm going to do now. If hobbies dot includes hobby, so here I'm saying that if it includes the hobby, then what you should do, and if not there, then directly copy it. All right, now let's handle what to do if it is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another array of my hobbies which is without this selected hobby. So for that what I can do is let's create new hobbies and add hobbies dot filter. Filter is a method in JavaScript to filter out the values. Okay, so I am saying that for each value, if this value is not equal to hobby, right? Oops, all right. So create a new hobbies array and then set hobbies with this new hobbies. All right, guys. So let's check out the code. It is also giving me the warning that I should use autocomplete C in capital. Okay, I have done that. Now let me refresh. So I have checked the value, and now let me click on submit. It is showing me coding, and if I uncheck it, then it is showing me blank value. Why it is showing me blank value? That because this value is not available. It is saying that on unchecked, it is saying that okay, this value is already there. Then create a new array where this value should not be there and rest all the values should be there. So I am getting a new array and I am setting that new array with set hobbies. So guys, I hope that you have got the basic idea. Now let's repeat the same code for different other hobbies. Okay, so now let me add for books and add value as books, and let me save it. Now I have added two things. Now it is showing me two values, coding and books. Now let me remove or uncheck the coding and then press submit. You can see that coding is not there and only books is present. So what happened is, on clicking on coding, it checked that okay, if my array includes coding already, it said yes, it is there. So loop through all the array elements except this coding and copy that array in a new array via set hobbies. So this is what it is doing at this moment. Similarly, let's do it for my last checkbox value, that is for podcasts. Okay, so I'm going to name it podcast, and here also I think right. So my form should work. Let me add all these values. You can see coding, podcast, and books are there. And let me remove reading books. And you can see that now I am already having coding and podcast. So guys, finally we have made it. We have created our basic sign up form using React. We have learned about how to handle different kind of form elements, from input text area, radio button, you know, checkboxes to select box. All right, we can let's further, structure our code and alert all these values. What I can do is, with user obj, as I can print email, password, bio, gender, country, and then my hobbies in a user object, and then in an alert I can print json.stringify with user obj. All right, guys. So I am hoping that it will now show me all the values. So let me print it. Varun@gmail.com. Prashar, this is about me. Gender is male. Country is India. And I like everything. Let's click on submit. Whoa, so guys, you can see that we have created our form. You can see email, password, bio, gender, country, hobbies, array. Everything is there in my alert box. So let's see it again. So everything is here. So what else we can do is, on submit, we can make our API hit, and we can, via a REST API, we can submit our form information to the user database. All right. Apart from that, this was the bare minimum sign up form that we can have in our React application. Obviously, there are many issues in this form at this moment. The main thing is that I am not covering all the form elements. There are, like I said, that there can be date, time, right? There can be date picker, there can be file, or there can be other input types. Apart from that, I haven't implemented any validation library or any validations over there. So we need to add validations also. And apart from that, what else we can do is, you can see that I am actually repeating most of my components again and again. Like you can see that input is being repeated, right? Input, again input, and then text area, then again input. So what I can do is, I can create my own set of library of these UI components. Like for input, I am going to create a common input component. For text area, I can create a common text area component. Similarly for select box and for checkbox. Like for checkbox, you can see type checkbox is there. What I can do is, I can create a separate reusable component for checkbox, and then I can just use that component. So the main idea for that will be that right now I'm just creating one component, one page, right? Let's say I have an enterprise application and I'm going to create multiple forms in that application, right? So instead of creating the same thing again and again, what I will do is, I will reuse my already created component. So that is what I say, or I call the beauty of React, that is reusability. All right, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have any queries, if you have any suggestions, do let me know in the comment sections below. Also, there can be issues, there is always a room of improvement in coding, guys. And if you feel that I have missed something, or there is anything which can be done in a better way, then do let me know. And that's all. Do share, subscribe, and like this video if you think that it has added some value in your skill set. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.